All right, we're gonna go over some summer cutback on some deciduous. Pretty straightforward, but you can kind of see what I do to get things pushed back and ramified and keep the process going. So we'll start with that sweet gum that I've been been working on. It looks like it's, popping all over the place, so it's looking good. Then after, we'll do a little plum clump and frog's leaf, frog's foot, Trident maple, and a musk maple. All right, the last time we saw this sweet gum, I did a pretty hard cut back, cut all the leaves off, basically defoliated it, cut it back. You can see the cuts here, 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 all the way back here. It looks like this first main branch came out really strong and good and healthy. And then right here, it's pretty good too, but this back branch right here, really, really weak. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe I bent it too much from the wiring, because as you can see here, this branch died, so we'll go ahead and cut that off. So it looks like this tree is susceptible to breaking and cracking branches and killing the whole branch off. So going forward, we'll be careful about that. Let's go ahead and start off by removing this. Oh, looks like there's a bud there. Oh yeah, there's a bud there too. Okay, well that's good. That's good to see. I don't know if we really need this thick of a branch up here. But we'll leave it for now. Since it's really weak, I don't want to touch it. We'll just see what happens and we'll cut it back later. All right, so let me put this back. Because this one is being anchored. This one is anchoring the other one, so I don't really want to fully remove that. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and we see some long branches or long shoots like this. I'm going to go ahead and cut back to a nice short internode right there. And I'm going to just go ahead and do that on the whole tree. This one is like too strong. Okay, and we have this one kind of tucked under here. Get that bud growing backwards in this direction. Yeah, I'm really paying attention to which way anything that's elongating, and then some of these big leaves too. Since this area of the tree is the strongest, I feel good about taking off a little extra. All right, so anything that was elongating and take off the big leaves. It does look like that one is gonna bud out, but we'll see how it goes. If not, we can kind of just remove it and just go from there, but it's pretty heavy for the top of the tree. We'll probably end up removing most of it anyway. Okay, so that's one down. Sweet gum. All right, this is a little clump plum that I was trying to make a mame, so I want to keep it small. Hopefully we can see it a little better once we cut this one back. So this one, I'm going to cut back anything that's elongating and any long internodes and defoliate probably a majority of this, if not all of it. We'll see how it looks once we get in there. So anything right, looks like this is a funky branch right here. No divisions. I'm gonna cut this one back to a good bud right there. Same with this one. Looks like we got a nice bud right there. We'll cut that one back. I don't really know what the front's gonna be, but I know that the tree is a little too strong right now. Those internodes are just exploding out. So next year, I'm gonna put it into a smaller pot and hopefully get this thing growing at a slower pace, because the trunk is finished. Now we just kind of want to just develop branches and bifurcation and get some more in there. And hopefully this thing will flower and send out some fruits at some point. All right, so this is a Trident maple with some fun, cute leaves. I've already fully defoliated this once this year, and by the way it's growing, I'm probably gonna fully defoliate this again. So let's get to that. All right, I'll leave, you know, that inside stuff. Those inside leaves I'm not too worried about, so. But as you can see, it has these two weird branches. It's like the only two that were wired initially. So, you know, at some point I'm probably gonna cut those back to, it just doesn't make sense that everything is straight except for these two are kind of wired like that. I don't know exactly what I want to do with them or where to cut them back yet, so I don't know what to do. Well, I'll think about it, and you know, if I feel like something comes to me, maybe I'll wire the whole thing or end up cutting them back. I really don't know. So for now, that's it. We'll go from there. And this will be the second time I fully defoliated this one, except for that inside, those inside leaves. But I'm not too worried about that. We'll see how it bounces back. The first time it did great. You can see all the new short internodes it produced, all kinds of ramification in there. So this tree definitely likes to be defoliated. Should be a fun little clump style showing. All right. All right, this is a musk maple. This was supposed to be the front here, but we have this big scar here. We have this large scar in the back. So I wanted this to be in the back. I'm gonna recut and open that up to start re-healing from the inside there. And I need to grow the next section of trunk out, so we got some good taper and movement here. Thicker to skinnier, but we need that next section to kind of come back somewhere. So anywhere I don't need it to thicken up, I'm just gonna cut back. So this, like any other maple, it needs a node to send out leaves and branches and stuff. So having this really long section here for the next section of trunk, like let's say if I make this, you know, it's about this long, the next section, I can't grow any branches in here in the future unless I graft or whatever, but I don't really want to do that. So the internode is just too long to use. All of them just too long to use. So we'll have to find something else to use in the future. Hopefully it grows a little slower. I might have to put this in a nice small trunk for the time being, just to let this grow a bunch of internodes in a row that are nice and tight. And then once I get a bunch, or I get a branch that I can use for the next section of trunk with lots of internodes on it, then I'll maybe up pot it again, let it blow out to thicken up quick. But we'll see what happens. But for now, that's it. Quick and easy. All right, and the last one we're gonna be looking at is this Silverberry. I really like Silverberry, especially when the trunk barks up like that. They're really cool. This one's got some good movement in the trunk. Unfortunately, it has this really terrible looking cut right there. So it's starting to heal, which is a good sign. So either I need to like do some carving in here, or cut it at a better angle and let it kind of heal up so that it looks a little better when it heals. So I have it in this colander. When I repotted this year, it had terrible roots, absolutely terrible. So I let it really blow out like this, and didn't cut it back. I want these new leaves to produce some new roots in there. And it's, I don't know if you can see that, throwing roots out of the bottom. So I'm feeling confident that it's got a bunch of new roots and it's very strong and vigorous. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this one back really hard. And it does look like it's variegated. I usually don't like variegated, so I guess it doesn't really make a difference in this. So yeah, same thing, defoliate, cut back elongating branches, and then we'll figure out something to do with this, kind of cut that away. It doesn't look like anything's popping here. This is probably all dead here. And yeah, we'll figure out something to do with this. Silverberry are very known for having like some dieback because they don't heal very well. And bugs get to it and stuff. So maybe we'll add this as a feature. I don't know. We'll see. And when working with Kongumi, Silverberry, you want to make sure that you're cutting the leaves, not pulling them. Because pulling them, you can have a chance to pull the whole bud off. So you really want to make sure you're cutting. Okay. All right, you can see it's a pretty cool tree. It's got some large cuts here. So I think once those heal, I think this will be a really great tree. Lots of movement, lots of interest. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we make this a feature, a deadwood feature, kind of like a hollow carved out thing right here? or let it fully heal over? I'd like to hear, what do you guys think is more interesting that you'd like to see more on something like this? Cool little Silverberry. All right, well, that's it. So, you know, if you have any questions or comments about what I did, go ahead and leave them down below. And if you want to see anything more in the future, anything specific, let me know. Anyway, thank you.